Drive the Lightning, the positively charged EV channel.
Hey, it's Chad and Sarah at Drive the Lightning. Thanks for being here. This is a special episode because we're going to talk to the kind of person that doesn't really exist in real life. And that's an EV,
mythical.
yeah, an EV veteran, someone who has owned more than one EV. Because where we live, nobody owns EVs except Sarah and I in the whole state of Michigan. But certainly, well, maybe 5 or 6 people, but nobody owns 2. And we're talking to Kaz from EVs with Kaz. You can check out his podcast anywhere you listen to your podcast. And of course, his YouTube channel at evsbykaz.com. And we'll put that graphic up with the correct spelling later. Kaz, thanks for being here.
Yeah,
Hey,
we're
thanks-
so
thanks
excited
for having
to have
me.
you.
We
I'm
really
excited to be
enjoy.
on.
Good. We're glad you are because it helps. If you're not excited, these things can go really bad. We love your EV channel. We have
Yes.
learned a lot.
Thank you.
And
Thank
that's
you.
why we want to talk to you because you have driven more EVs than we've seen. I think.
Okay, wow.
But give us an idea, if you would,
Yeah.
Kaz, about some of the electric vehicles you've personally driven.
Okay, the one that always sticks out the most right now is the Porsche Taycan Turbo S.
Yes.
There's a Porsche Experience Center here in LA, where you can drive all sorts of different cars, and I chose
Wow.
the Taycan, of course.
Good
that was
choice.
amazing.
Good
Yeah, yeah.
choice.
I've driven all of the Teslas, the S, X. No, I have not driven an X. Sorry, not all the Teslas. I've driven an S, 3, and Y. Yeah.
What about the Roadster, the original Roadster?
Oh no,
You've
not the
been in that?
Roadster. Yeah, nope. So cut that first part out, man. I'm a liar. I've driven most of the Teslas, I suppose. What
cool.
else? A Bolt, Leaf. I had a little bit of time in like the Kia EV6 and a Polestar 2.
Nice.
Yeah,
Love
there's probably
those
some more.
two. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
I've seen a video of you driving the little Electromechanica car, right? That's the little
Oh, that's right.
passenger
Yeah,
front to back.
yeah. The Solo.
I really enjoyed your video watching you drive that thing around. That was pretty cool.
That one's a lot of fun. I've driven some motorcycles too. The Livewire 1, and just a few days ago the Energica Ego. So those are great too.
Really? Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
What features stood out to you about the Taycan, since that was the most memorable for you?
I mean, the acceleration. That's definitely the fastest car I've ever driven. I think before that, it was a Lamborghini Gallardo was the fastest car I've ever driven. This just like blew it out of the water. I mean, so much so where I don't get motion sickness and I'm cool on roller coasters, but I made myself sick launching the car. Like I didn't actually throw up, but I felt dizzy after it. It was nuts. So that was the standout, the first
Wow.
standout thing. And then the next was just the build quality.
Okay.
Just the interior is so nice. I'm not one for luxury cars. Like I've never had a ton of money, so I've never had a luxury car and haven't had a lot of experience with luxury cars. But yeah, just everything felt like quality. The buttons were really cool. The screens were really nice resolution and stuff. So yeah, build quality I think was probably number 2 standout thing there.
You said you're driving the Chevy Bolt now. How long have
Yeah.
you been driving the Chevy Bolt?
So I bought it used in 2020, in the beginning of 2020. So it's a little over 2 years now. Yeah, going on 3 years.
Okay, so buyer's remorse, buyer's regret, or are you happy
No.
with it?
Not at all. Happy with it. Like the biggest thing was the whole battery recall, and the only reason that was an issue was you had to go into the dealership and then they would limit the amount of charge you could have. So I think I could only charge up to 85% or something like that was my max, which was a bit of a bummer because there are times when I use a lot of my range. So that made it so that I had to charge more often. But other than that, there's been really very, very minor things that, you know, every car has, I think, its little annoyances, but on the whole, it's a great car.
Good
Like
to know.
what annoyances?
Oh,
The infotainment, I don't know if it's just my car. I don't think it is, but that thing has glitches all the time. I feel like within a week, and I probably drive my car every day, at least once a week, that screen either freezes, doesn't come on, is like halfway on, something like that, where I have to reset the screen. So that is really annoying, but the car still works, you know. It's just now I have to reset the thing to see my map, or I have to reset it to turn off the air conditioning.
oh no.
Something like
Oh
that.
my.
Yeah, yeah.
Your next EV is what?
Hopefully the Aptera.
Oh, okay. The
Nice.
solar powered electric vehicle that we've been known to mention once or
Yeah.
twice on this channel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting car. Why would you choose the Aptera?
You know, I think ever since I was young, I've liked futuristic looking stuff. And you know, if you guys have seen the Aptera, it looks like it's out of a sci-fi movie. Actually, it was in a sci-fi
Was in
movie,
a
right?
sci-fi
Out of a
movie,
sci-fi
right?
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, exactly. So that was the first appeal. And then learning that you could charge with the sun was amazing. Like on my channel, I've done a few videos on like apartment living and kind of the cons of that with having an electric car. And for me, I park outside. So if I had a car that could charge by the sun, you know, it would make my life so much easier without like I currently, if I want a level 2 charge, I drop off my car 2 miles away and then usually walk back home. So that would save me a lot of time walking. Although the exercise is good, but you know, time is good too. So it would be nice to just be able to have my car charge on its own while it's sitting there, you know, while I'm at home working.
We'll be right back with more of our conversation with Kaz. First, we need to say thank you to a few people. For example, the members of the channel. You're the ones that keep the wheels churning on the Positively Charged EV channel. Thank you. Bob Newchow once again bought us coffee twice since our last video, Bob.
So thank you.
Thank you. Actually, thank you. He bought us several coffees.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Bob. And Kevin Asbury once again sent us super thanks. Kevin, thank you so much. It really is appreciated. And we'll go to, we think, good use as we prepare for our trip to San Diego. Speaking of our trip to San Diego.
Yes, we want to say a special thank you to all of the new members of the DTL Mug Club. That's the mugs that bought mugs so that these mugs can go to San Diego.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. To do some more reporting on the Aptera solar powered electric vehicle. New addition this week is Saskatchewan.
Yes.
Yeah, Chris from Canada. So here's a map for that. First, now we'll get to the U.S. You can see we've started to spread the coffee cup love across the country. We've got Maine, New York, Ohio, a bunch in Michigan, Illinois. Is that Washington State, the top one?
State, yep. New Mexico.
New Mexico, and a bunch of them in
California.
California. So you know who you are. Thank you so much.
And I think it's really cool that we're going from Michigan to California, and that is where most of the mugs have sold. So that makes us feel really positive.
That's a good point.
Thank you.
That's a good point.
I mean, thank you to everyone, no matter where your mug is going, but I just think it's cool.
And we're up to 21 sold as of today, which is the December 30th. A few people bought way more than one. So we thank you very much.
Thank you.
If you're interested in buying one of these mugs, they're $25 for the coffee mug and $27 for the travel mug. And there's a link in the description to the website. It's drivenbysolar.com. That's our store set up just for these mugs, just for the sole purpose of helping us with our flight and hotel and so forth. Now, Sarah.
Yes.
Back to our conversation with Kaz.
Yes. Yes. Since you've had hands-on experience with so many different EVs, if you were designing the Kaz EV, what features would it be important for you to put in your custom EV?
Ooh, I like this.
Oh. Okay, let's see. I think I would have some. I like hatchbacks, so it would be a hatchback because I'm a musician. I need to carry my equipment, so it has to have an okay amount of room. I could have like the quality of the Porsche and the speed of the Porsche, with maybe the space of like the Leaf. I would say a Model Y, but what Model Y is actually a little bit bigger than what I would need. So the space of a Leaf, and then the software of a Tesla. Because the Porsche screens were nice, but actually didn't get to play with the UI much. I was too busy driving it around the track. So it might have nice software. I don't know, but I know Tesla software is really nice. I've had experience with that. So yeah, Tesla software, Porsche build quality and speed, and then the space of hello kitty, the space of a Leaf.
Wow. So that's the Kaz Leaf Esla Taycan.
yeah.
I think is what that would be called.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. We'll look for that when you put that on the market, and we'll buy one from you.
Nice.
So if you don't mind, can we talk about your podcast just a little bit and your YouTube channel?
Yeah, sure.
What's up with that?
All right. So with the podcast, I had the idea of talking to people who actually own EVs and getting their perspective on what it's like to have an EV. Because, a lot of times we see these videos, whether it's like Top Gear or some other kind of review channel, and it's professional journalists a lot of times who sometimes have the car for a few days, sometimes they only have a few hours in it. So they'll give they'll do their best to get a good description of the car, but it's much different living with the car than it is having it for a few hours. So the idea of the podcast was just to get real world experience from actual owners.
So what are some of the episodes you have coming up? What can we look forward to seeing on your EV channel and on your podcast in the near future?
Yeah, so there's this channel called Drive the Lightning.
Never-
Yeah.
Oh, I hate them guys.
Yeah.
Boring.
That's right. So you guys are going to be on my podcast soon. Probably, I would say in the beginning of January, beginning or mid-January.
Okay.
And then later today, I'm actually interviewing my friend who has an Energica Ego, which is a electric sport bike.
Awesome.
Yeah, so he just got that a few months ago. So I'll be interviewing him with his early, experiences with going electric on a motorcycle.
Well, we look forward to that. So when people want to find your channel, what's the fastest way for them to find EVs by Kaz?
Yeah, so if you just type in evswithkaz.com, it'll go to my YouTube channel. And then from there, you can kind of see the other stuff. I think I have links to my Instagram. I don't know if I actually have a link to the podcast yet, so that's a good thing to mention. Yeah, if you just search for podcasts, EVs with Kaz in your Apple Podcasts, Spotify, I think most of the major podcast platforms I'm on.
Very good.
Nice.
Well,
it's great information. And like you said,
Sure.
it's if you're doing research, especially if you're thinking about making a purchase, hearing what somebody thinks that actually owns it is a totally different thing than just having somebody run through the specs and show you the pictures of it. So thank you for what you do. It really is really valuable.
Yeah,
so
thanks.
check out EVs with Kaz on YouTube and wherever you listen to your podcast. Kaz, thank you for spending some time with us. We cannot tell you how much we appreciate what you do. We are fans of yours.
Yes.
We are subscribers,
Yes.
and we watch most episodes.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for having me on. It's been great talking to you guys. We kind of talked about it off camera, but it's like meeting a celebrity when you get to have a Zoom call with you guys.
That's how we feel about
great.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, can we have
Cool.
your autograph?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thanks, Kaz. Have a great
All right.
day.
All right,
we
thank you.
appreciate it. Thanks so much.